Welcome to the Holistic Health Group. This group is designed to walk a small group of individuals, such as yourself, together on the process or along the path, the holistic health path that I utilize with my patients. That I, up until this point, have been primarily working with one-on-one. The birth of this program really came because there's just two scenarios that I often run into when I speak to people. And one is, people often say to me that they wish they can refer their friend to me or family member, but unfortunately they can't afford to work with somebody hourly, such as myself. And so to have this program as a means to support that individual and to actually help them work on their process and their health and to improve their physiology versus, oh, that's a bummer, that I can't work with that person because resources are a barrier for them. The other scenario is because this is a group dynamic, this is a great tool for those that really need the accountability in their process. Oftentimes, it's not a lack of information that a person has. It's more about the behavior change and the weekly action steps and what we call SMART goals and just the accountability to the process to keep them on track and continuing to move forward. So integrating coaching to assess your strengths, to assess your values, to create a vision plan, to help you with the weekly steps and creating SMART goals and continuing to move forward and celebrating your wins to keep your momentum going is a piece of this group program. And I wanted to share an outline of what to expect in this group, because if it is a small group of 6 to 12 people, it really does enable there to be a tribal community energy and where people can feel that they're in a safe space because they know who's there and they've met. So first, we would obviously want to make such a connection. And to do that, we would want to have an introduction to the group and then also an overview of what we'll be working on in the 9 sessions that we would meet. And so that first week would be about an introduction and an overview of the holistic health path. And there is a video on the holistic health path that I encourage you to watch also. But then when we really do get into the program, this first session would be to really create that foundation around the coaching. And that's where you will complete a strengths assessment, a values assessment, and we'll begin working on creating a vision plan. And that is really this goal, 3 months or 6 months or 1 year goal, like where you want to see yourself in the future and really painting that picture for your mind. So it becomes something that you really are seeking and gives you the dopamine to do the process. And so that first session will really focus on the coaching tools. And then we want to really begin to dial in what I call foundational health. And the foundation of health is really about balancing your stress, your movements, your sleep, and also your diet. And there's a program called the Elements of Health that is this focus that I share with patients, available on my homepage, to get them started in analyzing where they are with those foundational pieces and trying to begin to balance each one of them. And this really enables the body to focus on repairing and getting into the gut and the liver and the adrenals and the onboarding to detoxification, which is the path that we're following with the holistic health path. And that's where we begin to dial in those pieces, is when we get into session 3, we're really looking at the gut and looking at different ways to optimize gut function and really going through the common scenarios that I see as a practitioner. And then in session 4, we'll do the same thing, but the focus will be on the liver. And then session 5 will be a focus on the adrenals, kidney system, which we talk about in Chinese medicine as the backup generator to the body. And all systems, when it needs support, is really looking to this system for that support. So once we've got those dialed in and people are working on their foundational health, and have a week-to-week plan around their gut, liver, and adrenals. And then we integrate information from your blood work if you have it. And if you don't have it, giving you the tools to go to your doctor and hopefully utilize your health insurance to obtain more thorough blood work than is often the default by conventional doctors. But if you have that information, to try to dig into it and explore it. And I do offer a lab review in my scheduling page that allows you to do this process with me one-on-one and really learn about yours more specifically versus more generally in the group arena. And then now we're hoping in session 7 to really begin to detox. And detoxification obviously is a process of cleaning the body, which ultimately is the goal, is to ebb and flow in and out of cleanings and repairing and cleanings and repairing, because we hold on to a lot of burden. And that is usually the root of a lot of diagnoses. And so whether you have a viral infection, or you have a gut infection, or you have an autoimmune condition, or whatever the diagnosis is that you have received, the core of it is to enable the body to balance itself, to focus on improving the cleanliness of the body, which we accomplish through detoxification. And there's many detox programs out there, and there's a spectrum of stair-stepping into them. So we baby step our way into detoxification. And as long as the bowels are moving every day, and we've done the above work with the gut and the liver and the adrenals, you usually can begin to detoxify your body. And I provide different programs that you may utilize to do so. And then in our last session, it's really about figuring out what the next steps would be. It's to keep your momentum going. And hopefully I will create a program for that next phase in the near future. But really, this was the beginning for me to say I wanted to create a program that I could share with anyone and to get them started and to follow this path of health improvements and have that option to work one-on-one with somebody such as myself to personalize it further, but to really try to save money from a week-to-week basis and still be working on improving your health. And there's so many pieces to work on. So there's always this motivation to say, hey, maybe you don't really want to dial in your movement at the moment. You're really focusing on your mindsets and your diet and optimizing some nutritional deficiencies. It's nice because you're always working on improving your health and feel like there's progress.